What's going on? What's going on? I know y'all miss me. It's your one and only Coach Cloud, the cherry on the top, the cloud that covers the whole world. And we covering college basketball today. Welcome back to another episode of Cloud Nine Talk, college basketball, cap talk, whatever you want to call it. We back with it. But hey, I got some things on my mind. I've been seeing a lot of, like I said, we touched on G leaguers and pros entering college basketball, but now it's kind of getting out of hand. We got Kyrie Walker, a former All American 5-star prospect, took a different route. Now, this guy's 25 years old and trying to play college basketball. Got a lot of major schools like Kansas State, they said Michigan, BYU, they're all Louisville, a lot of more schools trying to see what he's talking about, see what he's looking for. And like I said, this is a disservice to really, the grassroots system. Guys or high school guys are really trying to fight to, get a scholarship and position. But, we got these older guys, taking spots. Some of these guys are going to be going on their first mortgage, third car payment, on their car. This might be going on their third car. So, it's a lot of interesting movements, in this new era of basketball. Like I said, not the biggest fan of it. I feel like, if you playing pro already compared to in America, you playing pro, it's kind of cheating compared to, overseas, you a young talented prospect and you just playing up. Totally different situations right there. So you can't really compare like apples and oranges. Like you can't really compare it to. So with that being said, I'm not like the biggest fan of this G leaguers to college basketball. I understand they didn't have eligibility as far as when they was pro, but like you're going backwards. They were trying to get to the league. Now they get to get paid using more resources and development over guys that's is going to be passed up that's younger that need that development more than these guys. They're just taking the check. They're not really looking to go to school to go to school. Obviously, they're going for pay to play. So I think the NCAA need to clean that up, and it's just getting out of hand. Just like hey, just keep playing basketball overseas or G League. It's a lot going on, and then college basketball they definitely got to get this structure together. Maybe you need a commissioner. Hey, I could be the commissioner because Cloud, need some structure or something. You need structure. This is the Wild Wild West. Without structure, this is what you get. You get 25, 29-year-olds playing college basketball. Hell, my sister is just turned 18. She a freshman at Ohio State. Well, for a 25-year-old trying to talk to her, I'm just saying. I know it's two totally this is different situations, but like I said, shouldn't it be a rule when kids, as far as eligibility wise and age, that if you're this amount of say if you're 23 or 24, maybe 24 is the cutoff age, but 25, it's just too old, man, to be playing, college sports, man. I don't care, man. They're not Mormons or anything where they have to take a mission service and stuff like that. So, man, we definitely got to clean this up in college basketball. So, like I said, I'm not a big fan of it at all. And he's probably a talented player, good size, but still, it's just like kind of low key like cheating, man. It's getting out of hand, man. But anyways, man, let's get into some basketball. So, it was a lot of good games over the weekend. It's been kind of slow, with finals and Christmas break. People gearing up for conference play. Can't wait to get into conference play coming up. Some schools have already started conference play. Big Ten, Horizon League, uh, SEC, and a little bit of SEC started conference play. So it's about to get real, man. It's going to get real. Big 12 is very, very interesting, though, man. So let's get into some sleeper teams in the SEC and Big 12. One of my sleeper teams in the SEC is Vanderbilt. I feel like they have a Final Four team. Mark Boynton, second-year coach. He coached with Kurt Cignetti, the Indiana coach. That's turned that program around to college football. Now, Coach Mark, he's turning it around in Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has been down since Festus Ezeli, John Jenkins. So like, it's been a rough decade for Vanderbilt basketball. They made the tournament last year, the first time in 8 years. Now they're top 10. So we're top 15. So like I said, watch out for the Vanderbilt Commodores. They had Diego Pavia, Heisman finalist. That kind of, that was one of his brightest moments. Saying F you to the voters. Come on, young man, do better than that, man. You represent your school, your family, and but like Vanderbilt basketball, they're looking like a well-oiled machine right now. So that's one of my SEC sleepers. Also, Man, we got to talk about the Razorbacks. They're not really a sleeper, but I've been very, very high on them because, like I said, a lot of people had them picked like 4 through 8, and I thought that was kind of disrespectful for all the talent. And hey, Coach Cal got this thing, running, man. Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, Brazil, Knox, Billy Richmond. They got a squad over there. So Richmond, I think he's a very, very difference maker, when he's making shots, and he's just a good two-way player, him and Knox, man. Carter Knox, the younger brother of Kevin Knox. So, man, he got a little bit more flair to him, more in his game, though, than his brother Kevin, though. So, man, shout out to those teams. Big 12, man. Big 12 going to be interesting, like I said. You got Arizona #1, Kansas. A lot of people are starting to write Kansas off, but they winning games. They lost 2 games this year. So, we got to give it to Bill Self and the Jayhawks. Melvin Cancel had 40 points. So that was crazy right there in itself. So like I said, we're gonna see, man. Big 12, they got a lot of interesting teams though. So I will say BYU, they look real good. They could win the Big 12. Not necessarily a sleeper team, but like, hey, I think they could probably win it all for it away. AJ, I just watched them play against Alabama Christian. AJ had his best game, had 35 points, and he was just cooking them, man. So he's just getting better and better. He's the first freshman to have a 5 straight 20 back-to-back point game. So that's pretty impressive though, right there. But I will say about the Big 12 is, man, that I was looking on KenPom. I thought the Big 10 was a better conference, but KenPom, they got all the analytic numbers. Shout out to KenPom. They got the Big 12, so they might be kind of right though, because they got a lot of interesting teams like Houston and Zone, Iowa State, Texas Tech. So, like I said, Baylor's a sleeper team in the Big 12. They had a whole roster turnover, so it's going to be cool to see how they transition in conference play. Another SEC team to watch out, I will say, is Texas. Texas, they played a tough schedule. So Texas, they got Dalen Swain, Jordan Pope. I think they're gonna shock some heads on SEC conference play. Missouri, they're gonna be a nice sleeper team as well. So that's just a little bit about sleeper teams in these top conferences. But another question I want to ask: who's the best player in the nation? Is it Cameron Boozer? Is it Caleb Wilson? Is it JT Toppin? He's averaging 22 and 11. Graham Mike, he's going crazy at Gonzaga. Yaxel Lindenberg, he's doing his thing, man. He's going crazy with the Michigan Wolverines. LeBron Fallon, he's averaging over 20 points so far. Josh Jefferson, Iowa State, he's turning heads though. So who do you think is the best player in the nation? A lot of people got Cam Boozer for National Player of the Year, but like I said before in previous episodes, Caleb Wilson versus Cam Boozer, that's gonna be a matchup to watch for sure. Though I think that's two power, boom, boom, boom. Man, it's gonna be like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. So just two heavyweight matchups ready to clash. See who's gonna take that top 5 spot. Like I said, they both top 5, but who gonna move in, who gonna move down. So we'll see though. But I think LeBron Fallon, I think he has that SEC Player of the Year wrapped up. He's having a tremendous jump from his freshman to sophomore year now, just leading the way though. So Bama, the way he has Bama, make shots, get downhill, and can just make players around better. Holloway, his running mate is going to play a lot better. I feel like in conference play, he's kind of streaky with his shot, but we'll see though. But JT Toppin and Christian Anderson, those duo right there, that just puts JT Toppin in another stratosphere because he has a guard that can get downhill, create plays for others, and that opens up JT's game as well. So another tool, what I said, when you got that guard and big dynamic, it's hard to beat, though. It's hard to scout because, like I said, they can beat you in different ways. Pick your poison, double him. We're gonna kick out to him. We're gonna hit a three. So stuff like that, though. But hey, let me know who the best player in the nation is, though. Personally, I think right now you don't have to give it to Cam Boozer, though. I'm not the biggest Boozer fan. He's averaging 22 and 9. Or no, take that back, 23 and 9. So he's been dominant. But we'll see. Conference play hit though. So that's the my contenders for the National Player of the Year so far. Okay, we had some games over this past week. We had Tennessee over Louisville. That game was a blowout. Michael Brown didn't play. Unfortunately, he was out with a lower back injury. But like I said, Louisville, They got some soul searching to do though. See what type of team they want to be. Are they gonna be front runners, dancing after every victory, playing against lower tier competition? But what you gonna do when you're on the road? When you're going to get some Carolina, the Dukes, the Virginia, the NC State, the Syracuse? It's hard to win them. Virginia Tech. So like, what are you gonna do versus those teams? Because like I said, size wise, you're big, but you can't really score inside though. So that's what I'm really concerned. Then outside of Ryan Cowell and Michael Brown, you really don't really have a lot of shot makers. William McKinley is a good player, but he's really more of a shooter, spot up shooter. Slash, really more of like a shooter. They kind of trying to make him like Peyton Pritchard, but that's not his game. He's more trying to get to his shot, not really necessarily trying to get downhill. So might need to lose Woolley from Kennesaw State more, see what he can do as far as a third or fourth option. One of those bids got to step up though. But Pat Kelsey, if you need a bid that can score, call me. I might have some people that know some people. They know some people that can get you some people. You dig what I'm saying? Close consulting. But you got Dayton over Florida State. Dayton Stonewall over Florida State. Dayton. They look like they can win the A10 this year. It's been almost over 20 years since 2003 when I was in third grade since Dayton has won the A10 conference tournament. So Deshaun Montgomery, Javon Bennett, the Frenchman from 7-1 Frenchman Loing. They look like a nice core that can win the A10 for sure though. So shout out to UD, the hometown team, beating Florida State. Florida State looking a little iffy this year. First year head coach. So we're gonna give them a pass. It's a transition year for them, especially following all those NIL lawsuits they had with the previous regime with Leonard Hamilton, the OG legend coach, though. But sometimes everything doesn't start or end on a good term. So just keep it moving, and hopefully the best will come. Man, hit me up. You need a player as well. We do all types of recruiting. But Florida State, they're gonna be a bottom feeder ACC team. So man, that's what I would say. UConn over Butler. UConn beat the brakes off Butler. I'm not gonna lie. Butler came into the Big East Conference play. I want to say they were 8-2, looking real good under Thad Matta, OG coach, former Ohio State coach Daquan Cook, Greg Golden, Jared Sullinger, a lot of pieces, man. He's a legend. But Butler, man, he's gonna have to get some legit certified NBA players to beat UConn. So UConn, Silas Danbury, Solo Ball, Terrence. So man, they got a squad, man. Like I said, UConn, man, they can win it all too as well, man. So they can win 3 championships in 4 years. So you just don't sleep on them Huskies, though, man. They defensively, they're one of the best defensive teams in the nation. That's a Dan Hurley stable, but still, though, they can score that ball and they can just dominate you. So I think Seton Hall and UConn, that's gonna be a sleeper game. Seton Hall, they're a Big East sleeper. A lot of people not realizing what Shaheen Holloway and Adam Bud Clark, man, they're turning the heads though, man, in Newark, man, northern Jersey, man. Shout out to all my people in Jersey, man. I used to be a former Jersey boy. That's how Coach Cloud became Coach Cloud. It was in Jersey. But we had another game, Vanderbilt versus Memphis. That game went in OT. Like I said before earlier, Vanderbilt is going to be a good team to reckon with in the SEC and in March. I think they're going to be a second week team. They got tested though on the road and now in Memphis versus Memphis at the FedEx Forum. So, but Penny's team, this is one of the worst Penny Hardaway teams in the Penny Hardaway Memphis era though. So hopefully they can have a strong conference play. The American is not the strongest conference as far as getting a multiple bid team, but they need that win. They beat Baylor. They need one more win though to really bust in the resume to have us some good fortune going into the American Conference play. Penny loves to stack that schedule up with a lot of talent, a lot of going against up a lot of talent, but his team just not really gelling right now as they are last year when they had PJ Haggerty and Tyrese Hunter. So Vanderbilt, they got it done in OT. Okay. Let's get to the mid-major freshman of the week. Michael Cooper, Wright State. He's currently averaging 17 points per game, shooting 41% from 3-point. Looking like he's going to be the Horizon Freshman of the Year, man. He's a bona fide star. Man, he looks like a 3-year vet playing as a freshman. He's from Indiana. Shout out to Coach Simmons, Coach Trice, and Coach Sargent. You know, another hometown team, man. They're gonna be a good team to be reckoned with in the Horizon League, led by Michael Cooper, man. Cooper, he's gonna lead. I feel like he can lead them the way, man. He's just a good shot maker, 3-level scorer, patient, smart, high IQ player. So I feel like he could be the first team. That's how good I think he is. Highly think of him. So man, shout out to Coach Trice and Coach Simmons, my boy Jerron Simmons, Ohio Dayton legend, man. So he gonna be on the pod soon as well, man. But man, keep coaching them boys up at Wright State, man, for sure. Shout out to you guys. Okay, man. Let's get into some mid-major top games of the week. So we got Liberty versus Dayton. Give me Dayton, man. Dayton, man. Like I said, they're gonna be at large bid if they don't win the A10 tournament, regardless. So I think they're gonna be. I think they got this at home, man. So like I said, Deshane Montgomery, man, he started getting some NBA buzz talk. He's a transfer from Georgia, 6'4" guard. He can 3-level scorer, can shoot it pretty well, get downhill. Then you got, like I said, Javon Bennett, the little guard. He can lock you up, hit shots. He does it all. It kind of gives me Zakai Ziegler vibes, but he's a better shooter than Zakai Ziegler. But Liberty's, like I said, they've been going to the tournament the last 4 or 5 years, though, man. So Richie McKay, man, legendary coach. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like that Florida State game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Liberty came out and won that game. But like I said, give me my hometown team. Go UD, go Flyers, man. Shout out to my uncle Oliver, man, as well, man. Big UD supporter over the years. UMass versus Kent. Shout out to my guy Bilal Osman, man. Freshman, red shirt this year. So, but like he's gonna be back for the Minuteman next year, hitting shot 6-7 out of Sweden. Shout out to my boy Bilal Osman. But this UMass versus Kent, I think this is a MAC heavyweight matchup. Like I said, the MAC is wonderful this year. I mean, he got Akron, Bowling Green. You got these two teams, UMass and Kent. Miami, Ohio, they're still undefeated. So, like I said, that's 5 teams right there off rip that can be fighting for that bid to get into the NCAA tournament, though. So it's gonna be very, very interesting. I got give me UMass in this game, man. UMass, man, they beat Florida State and Boston College. Even though those are kind of bottom feeder teams, but you got to beat who's on your schedule. And they've been beating them on the road and neutral sites. So I'm gonna go with UMass. Kent State, they took a hard one across the coast to Portland. Portland, they're an underwhelming team. So like I feel like Del Greco, he's gonna go crazy as a big. He's probably gonna win the MAC Mid American Player of the Year. Garepo for Kent State. He's a big man. That he's a double machine. Shot block. He's gonna be an NBA prospect as well. It might be a 2nd-round pick from what I've been seeing on the boards. So I like the matchup. Morgan Stafford, he's a bucket too as well. He's gonna be maybe first or second team all MAC. But Marcus Burke, the UMBC transfer, and like I said, they got and UMass. UMass is a sleeper team, man. Like I said, they're a sleeper team in the MAC though. Like I said, they coming from the A10. They got the budget, facilities. So, man, they can make some moves, man. So, shout out to Coach Evans. Shout out to legendary coach Frank Martin as well, though. Shout out to my guy Rob. So, this is the family versus family for me on UMass versus Kent, though. So, man, it's going to be interesting to see how this game turn out. So, man, get your popcorn ready for that. Another game, FAU versus St. Mary's. That's going to be a good game right there. Give me St. Mary's on that, man. St. Mary's, man, they a well-oiled machine again, like I said, man. With Coach Randy Bitten, man, he's a Hall of Famer coach, man. Get him in the Hall of Fame soon, man. Maybe he just need that Final Four run to put the cherry on the top. So, he's been recruiting overseas guys past almost 30 years. He's been ahead of the game. So, man, St. Mary's, I like them over FAU. FAU's going to be a good team, though. They can win the American, though. So, they might give South Florida or Memphis a run for their money, to win, fight for that American spot, though. So, like, I won't sleep on that. Temple versus Davidson. Give me Davidson in that game. I like Davidson. Coach McCaffrey, man. McCollum. He's gonna do it. He's been doing a good job. Davidson, the Wildcats are 9-2, currently 9-2 right now. So I think they'll be a sleeper team. A10. A10 got a lot of good teams as well. So give me Davidson in that game. Now last night, man, I was watching this. Man, I was dozing off, trying to kind of stay up. But that Washington versus Seattle game, let me tell you, Seattle is a legit mid-major team in the WCC. You hear me again? Seattle is a legit team, legit contender in the WCC, the West Coast Conference. Man, they are big. They got a guard, Mulatto, Brady Mulatto. He can do it all, man. He can shoot, pass, score, man, make players around him better. And they got some big size, at the wing and post position. So, man, shout out to Seattle. They took down Washington in Seattle. Like I said, this was a city versus city game, man. So, shout out to the Seattle Riverhawks, man. They gonna make some noise, man, in that WCC, man. Let's get into the top games of the week. Kentucky versus St. John's. Give me St. John's in this game, man. I ain't sold on Kentucky, man. I know they got Jaden Quinnis, the top 10 draft pick, coming back. But I just think St. John's in the Garden, Rick Pitino, he gonna get them Johnnies ready for this game. Yeah, give me St. John's in that game for sure. Also, Auburn versus Purdue. Give me Purdue. Not really sold on Auburn. It's just a 2-man show at Auburn with Keyshawn Hall and Tyee Patterford. Patterford kind of playing tad bit below his level compared to his freshman year, but we'll see how he turns around versus this game versus the Boilermakers, Braden Smith, Kaufman, Oscar Cuff, Fletcher Lawyer. So it's gonna be a tough one for Auburn, man. Give me Purdue in that game. Texas Tech versus Duke. Now this is a good matchup. JT Toppin versus Cam Boozer. That's gonna be a good one, man. Give me Duke in that game, man. Like I said, Arkansas and Texas Tech, they play, and Texas Tech only played 6 players, so I don't know what's up with that. You ain't gonna be winning a lot of games versus Duke playing 6 players though. So give me Duke in that game. It's gonna be a good game though. If Texas Tech beats Duke, it's gonna make Texas Tech season for sure and give them some good confidence and morale and good chemistry going into Big 12 conference play versus going against number 1 team Arizona. So give me that. North Carolina versus Ohio State. Give me my Tar Heels, man. Come on, man. Even though Ohio State is the hometown state, man, I'm in Columbus as well. But who gonna stop Caleb Wilson? And you got Kyron Evans, Derek Dixon. Them guards for North Carolina they're really turning the corner though. With Seth Trimble being out for the past couple weeks, really almost 2 months now. So Derek Dixon and Kyron Evans, man, I'm telling you, them Tar Heels, don't sleep on them Tar Heels, man. That guard play, I think the Tar Heels is the Final Four contender, man. They can make some, make some hit. But Ohio State needs this win for their resume because they're already kind of on the bubble now. But so I think the Buckeyes won't be surprised, if they win, man. It's in Georgia too, but like I said, I think I like the Tar Heels in this game for sure. Arkansas versus Houston. Ooh, it's a heck. That one like that Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul fight. This is Usyk versus Fury fight. Muhammad Ali versus Frazier. It's that type of fight. Arkansas versus Houston. Give me Arkansas, man. Arkansas, the deeper team. I feel like they got the better players. I feel like they matched up well. Give me Arkansas, man. Houston, like I said, Miles Uzan, Emmanuel Sharp, Chris Sandy, Kingston Fleming, Jonathan Tugler. It's gonna be a dogfight. But give me Arkansas, man. I like Arkansas. I love this, man. This is one of my favorite Cal teams, man. Very high Arkansas, man. So give me that, man. So those are the top games of the week. But a game I was watching last night, Friday night, was Nova versus Wisconsin. Nova came into Wisconsin and got that dub in overtime. So man, Nova, they're gonna be a Big East sleeper too, man. So don't sleep on Nova. They back. Kevin Willer got them boys playing good basketball. Ace Law, Brandon Lansey. Hey, they got some good size on them too, man. Don't sleep on them Wildcats. Villanova's back. They're officially back. Hey, don't sleep on them, man. Wisconsin, they're now 7-4 in the year, so man, they're gonna be probably middle of the pack team in the Big Ten. So we'll see how that goes, man, for sure. All right, now. Got a lot of debate, man. I've been hearing a lot of hooping and hollering, man. So who you taking, man? These are the top guards, in this upcoming draft, far as point guard wise. You got Michael Brown or Darius Acuff. Now, a lot of people are saying Acuff is starting, he's on Brown. He's not too far off from Michael Brown. Now, Michael Brown, he was, I think he really blew up off that U19 playing with AJ DeMonson and Cole Pete. He really blew up. He was looking like the best player in the court during that tournament U19 gold medal games in that run. So that's why a lot of people are very high on Michael Brown. But hey, Darius Acuff, he ain't too far up. So give me Darius Acuff, man. I like his pace. I like how he get downhill. I like how he sets up players. He shoots the ball better than Michael Brown too right now, statistically, if you're looking at the season. So give me Darius Acuff, man. I think he should be a top 5 pick too as well, man. He should be, a runner. Put his name in the conversation, man. Because he's so smooth, got good size, good pace, floater, man. Give me that, man. He a Midwest guy too, man. Yeah, give me him, man, for sure, man. Most definitely, man. Like I said, man. But let's get into some NIL talk though, man. Let's get it. Discuss how mid-major programs in the Midwest or South, whatever, West Coast are adapting to this new era. Like I said, man, they're getting a lot of older guys. They're getting D2 guy, high level D2 guy, high level JUCO as they have done over the years. They're just getting recruit, creatively recruiting. Like I said, high school guys are not necessarily ready to make that jump. Their body is. They're going against grown men now. Like I said, this is not the same college game from 10 years ago. So you got to make sure your body is ready for this grind. You practicing every single day, and you got games. So like I said, this is a 24-hour business, man, and you got to be ready for that. And that's what young people got to realize. So that's what mid-major are looking for. Guys that are prepared for the grind, not college, dogs. Like I said, getting out the mud type of players. Just good character, obviously good grades, but they want some dogs, man. They want guys that can compete. They don't want to babysit guys. They want entitled players. So you gotta have that hard hat, blue collar, that New York mentality, that New York state of mind, man. I remember when I was in New York, man. That was some of the hardest days as far as working, but it built that toughness, that culture that you just can't find anywhere else as far as just getting up, doing what you love to do, and just grinding, man. Going through hell, snow, rain, tsunamis, man. It don't matter, man. You just gotta have that dog, man. So that's what I'll say in that, man. Let's see. What's up, man? The importance of transparency with coaches and administrators. So, it's a lot of turnaround in college basketball, man. Coaches get fired left and right. Some ADs are hitting coaches during the season. I heard, looking, hey, we got this opening. We got to get rid of this guy. So players and families, make sure you know what you're walking into, man. Do your research as far as style of play, fit. Don't just get the name, you know. And these guys will fool you, Not saying everyone will try to fool you, but like they'll try to get you on, man. Sometimes they'll just recruit a guy and say, hey, we can recruit better than you. So coaches, it's important to be very transparent with your players. Just be honest, man. You don't want to waste no one's time and their playing clock as well, eligibility. Because it's all about the kid, getting put in the best situation. So I will say that, man. Make sure, you're putting kids and parents, if you got to consult with lawyers or, advisors like myself, make sure, that you need help with as far as if you need, making the right decision for you, your son, and your family. Because like I said, it's a family decision. Like I said, you see Ohio State got a guy from Tennessee. His mom was making him, because he wasn't 18 yet, he had to sign to Tennessee because she wanted him to go to Tennessee. So, parents, make sure, you let your kid make the decision as well. But make sure he feels comfortable making that decision on his own, not just because you wanted to push him there. So, stuff like that, man. But like I said, good talk today. We got more content coming out soon, man. Keep sharing, subscribing, keep viewing it on all platforms. And we coming back, man. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas again. Hey man, we're gonna have a great 2026. I love it, man. And shout out to my new signees, Jaden Cooper, Jacoya Brown, Chris M. Parker. Hey, shout out to those guys. They're gonna be some heavy hitters in conference play. Trust me. Like, share, subscribe. Da 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 do. Da da. Like, share, subscribe to Cloud9 Talk. You feel me?